Halo, halo. Saya sekarang di Bentara Budaya Yogyakarta di pameran komik Daya Dara. Nah, pameran ini berlangsung mulai tadi malam, pembukaannya tanggal 26 ya, Juli 2024. Nah, di antara 25 Juli, nah 2024, di antara sekian banyak komikus ada 2 komikus yang jadi peserta di sini. Karyanya keren, cool, dan saya membandingkan dengan graphic novel ya, yang dari barat, entah di Eropa, di Amerika. Ini kok nggak jauh beda kualitasnya, narasinya gitu. Jadi saya ingin ngobrol, ternyata orang Indonesia. Namanya Jessica dan Jacinta ya.
Jess and Sin. Jess dan Sin.
Jess and Sin. Oke. Jess and Sin. Oke. Jess and Sin ya. Oke. Halo, apa kabar?
Halo. Hi. Yes.
Ya. Sedang pulang di Indonesia nih ya?
Ya, udah lama.
Sudah lama. Oke. Di Amerika berarti khusus studi tentang komik?
Di Amerika dan di Hong Kong. Di Hong Kong S1 dan di Amerika S2, Masters untuk komik. Tapi it's an art school, so they teach all of arts, art history. Bisa study masters. Before we chose animation, and then we chose comics because we like that better. So ada banyak jurusan yang bisa kita switch ke komik karena itu lebih pas, karena mau buatin cerita sendiri sih.
Pilihan ke komik itu sejak di Hong Kong atau di Savannah?
Di Hong Kong.
Di Hong Kong. Kenapa milih komik?
I mean, really karena gurunya asik. Bagus banget. Dia yang buatin kita kayak gini, nggak semampu. We wouldn't be as good comic artists if it weren't for that teacher. She was really, really good at teaching us how to tell stories. Tapi the biggest reason kita switch from animasi ke komik itu we wanted to tell our own stories. Dan di animasi usually you will be animating someone else's idea, working in a bigger team. Tapi sebenarnya I want to be the one making the story and in charge of everything. Saya mau yang design character semuanya. I want to create the world. Saya mau buatin ceritanya, all of it I want to do. So jadi comic is where that happens.
Ya. Nah, sekarang langsung ke ini contoh-contoh ya, contoh-contoh artwork. Dari mana narasi? About the narration come.
Oh, story. So for this one, ini yang dari Lunar Boy. Sekarang nggak ada speech bubble dan caption boxnya karena kita mau untuk galeri ini. You get exclusive art. You get to see how it looks like tanpa speech bubble-nya. Kan untuk kayak halaman ini ada banyak speech bubble yang blocking the art. Jadi for this gallery, we wanted to remove the speech bubble so you can appreciate the art on its own. Ceritanya dari when you want to pitch into publishing, you have to pick a very personal experience. Dan untuk kita berdua, we traveled from America, then back again to Indonesia. So we wanted to tell a story about what it's like to go through culture shock. Kalau dari, except this time we take it into fantasy. It's from going into space to going into Indonesia on Earth. Kan ceritanya it's a boy from the moon who's going to Earth. Dan di Indonesia dia goes through difficult things like the language, the food, family, friends, kayak gitu. Kan that's my life experience dari sini. Tapi itu ceritanya ada teksnya. Itu ada teks.
Ya. You mentioned about the shock culture.
Yeah, culture shock.
Bisa explain about that?
So jadi my biggest problem when moving from country to country is the language. Already you see now ada kesulitan when it comes to speaking dalam bahasa yang lain.
Ketika di Hong Kong atau di
Hong Kong gak terlalu susah sih. It's lumayan it's a very multilingual. You can live in Hong Kong without learning any Cantonese. You should, but you don't have to. The signs itu sudah they have different languages. Termakan in English and in Canto and in other languages juga. But for here, it's difficult. Kan, you should be able to speak Bahasa Indonesia at very least. But even that's susah for me because we travel to America when we were very, very young. 5 years old, 6 years old,
2 years.
2 years old. Yeah,
2 years
we
old.
were 2 years old. So we switched to learning English, and then we come back here. We switched to Bahasa Indonesia. Then in America, we took extra classes for English because our English wasn't very good. And then when we moved back to Indo, I had to take extra classes to get good in Bahasa again. I also had to take extra classes, and then we flew back, and then we switched all the time. Sampai sekarang it's stuck in English. It's stuck in English. Yeah. Susah. Yeah. So that's the culture shock, and also sometimes it's the food.
Yeah.
The food here is spicy. In America, it's different. Kayak gitu. There's a lot of cultural things that I think people don't realize. It's difficult to deal with that kind of change, especially if you're a kid. If you're very young, a lot of people think that change is very easy kalau you're young. Tapi actually, when it comes to kids, they feel everything lebih stronger than most grown-ups. A lot of grown-ups they know how to deal with things, but kids, their bodies are small, so their feelings are too big for their bodies.
Yeah.
That's the cerita.
Oke. Nah, apakah culture shock itu akan menginspirasi karya-karya kalian terus?
Oh yeah, always. So far, yeah. Di cerita ini, dan even for the Superman comic, I'm talking about what it's like to move from. This one is about grown-ups going through culture shock. Grown-ups. This is for children. That one's for grown-ups going through culture shock.
Yeah.
What it's like for orang yang udah tua. What it's like when she had to change her name, her culture, to move into another. I'm very interested in stories about when you move from one place, how does that affect your identity? How does it affect your psychology? How does that place expect you to change? And do you want to change when you find out something new? That's something, culture shock, I think it's something we always pull from in some way. Yeah.
Ya. Sekarang tentang main figure. Tokoh utama.
Oh, okay. Main character.
Iya.
Yeah.
Apakah tokoh utama itu gambaran dari kalian?
Yeah. Yeah, selalu.
Ya, itu yang agak mungkin rambut pendek,
Yeah,
mungkin tomboy gitu ya.
Itu semua karakternya actually inspired dari different aspects of our lives. Like maybe the dad is a little bit of this experience for me, and the boy is this and this that. Tapi it's like kalau bikin cerita seperti ini, really you're like an actor and you have to pretend to be a lot of people. Kan I have to nulis all of the dialogue for all of these, so I have to pretend to be them. And then when I draw them, I have to draw act. What would a mom act like? What would a little boy act like? What would a little boy act like? I have to act like them. So semuanya, all of them are different parts of me and all of the characters. But especially the main character, that's where I think the most personal is usually where they're at. I don't look like this. Yeah, but I am short. I'm short, just like the main character. I'm pretty short. Yeah, I have short hair, just like the main character. So there's that. My hair will get white eventually.
Ya. Tentang karakter, apakah ada yang memberi influence about the character?
Yes.
Main character. Siapa? Apa tokoh?
I've bertemu a lot of people. So like. There's another character in the story, orang photographer, and a special fact, the person who took our picture for the announcement of this was also graphic novel ini. Was the same photographer that kind of inspired that character. And what I like learning dari orang itu is that I thought that person, they kind of figured themselves out like, oh, I know this about myself, I know about this. But even while I was getting to know them, they were suddenly like, I don't think I knew this about myself. I think I'm changing. I think I was wrong about this. And I thought, so sometimes you can meet people who they think they know who they are, and then they'll change their mind and go like, no, actually, I still have more to learn about myself. And I think that's an important lesson for kids to learn, that they can still change their minds and become someone else if they want to. And sometimes even grown-ups are also still don't know who they are. Yeah, people I thought already knew what they were doing, they changed their mind. And I thought, no, that's a good lesson. There's a lot of people like that in some way in every character. Yeah.
Ya. Kalau karakter yang mau cukup menginspirasi, umpamanya dari tokoh-tokoh komik atau novel grafik yang lain yang ada di sekitar di Amerika, siapa?
Superman.
Oke, klasik ya.
Yeah. The comic itu we just draw it for fun, but sometimes what we like to do for fun itu buat cerita original dari cerita orang lain. So Superman is a character a lot of people know, but we wanted, what if we change the story a little bit to be something personal? Di sekolah sometimes we got an assignment. Kalau the teacher would say, kalau you were a writer, you were hired to write maybe like 20 issues of Superman, what would you do with the character? Dan selalu we always thought those assignments were the most fun because I like taking someone else's idea and changing it in a different direction, or maybe I thought, oh, they were close to this idea, tapi I want to change it and do this instead. Those were always the most fun assignments for me. So when I had a break from graphic novel work, I thought, why don't I just give that assignment to myself. Just do homework. Just do my own homework, tapi kayak gitu. So it's kind of like we're playing with someone else's toys but telling a new story, like Barbie dolls with their own adventures. Tapi it's superhero characters.
Superhero, ya. Superman ya.
Yeah.
Kalau nggak salah, daily sehari-harinya dia adalah seorang jurnalis.
Yes.
Clark Kent.
Yes.
Clark Kent. Apakah itu juga cukup tertarik keseharian sebagai seorang jurnalis?
Yes.
Apakah itu juga similar dengan karakter yang kalian bangun gitu?
Kan making what I like about his character itu he's a working class man, and even he's a superhero, he does good, and even when he's a secret identity, even when he's Clark Kent, dia masih he's still doing good. He's being a reporter, he's a political journalist, he's looking for where there's trouble so that maybe he can get Superman to help too. Tapi he also helps seperti itu. But what I like about him is that he's also a storyteller. Kan he's a journalist, he's collecting stories and he's sharing that. And him and his girlfriend Lois, they're also journalists sama-sama, but they have different perspectives. One is a man, one is a woman, and for ours, Lois is Indonesian. Jadi it's different. So it's like these two different perspectives, but they share things that are the same. So that's what I like about him. Yeah, I like Superman a lot. I like Superman.
Ya. Nah, saya lihat di sini juga ada novel grafik ya. Saya mungkin bisa lihat dulu sebentar contohnya. Bukunya ya. Bisa pinjam dulu. Ya. Boleh pinjam ya. Nah, maaf. Nah, ini karya yang keren saya kira. Ini karya keberapa?
It's hard to measure karena
yang satu cerita gitu.
One story.
One story.
One complete story. This is our first story yang kita nulis semuanya, we gambar semuanya, we color semuanya. We did all of this at this size. Yeah, at this kind of story. Before we added stories to koleksi anthology. Dan this is the first time it's. And then kadang-kadang we color, we gambar, we warna other people's comics juga, but those are all different products. This is the first original story, complete by me, by the two of us.
The first novel graphic novel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long you created this?
There's making it, and then there's planning and pitching it. Kalau buatnya, it was I think 2 to 3 years. 2 to 3 years. 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah. Untuk buat ini, tapi kalau develop idenya dan untuk pitch untuk editors and agents 4 to 5 years. 4 to 5 years, I think. I don't want to say so.
Parallel with another novel.
Yeah. Tapi we were working.
Behind just for coloring and drawing.
And so we were working on another graphic novel at the same time. Tapi ada penulis for that one, and this is original.
Okay.
Jadi it was a little bit slow because of that. So like 2 or 3 years, give or take. Yeah.
About publisher, apakah kalian masuk dalam networking about
Graphic novel.
graphic novel atau komikus?
Yeah, so di Amerika we had a lot of opportunities to bicara sama editors. Itu yang they're the ones who pick stories for the publishers to create. And there were a lot of events in SCAD, the school that we went to, SCAD, College of Arts and Design, where we could meet with editors, we got to talk to them, we got to share our stories. Also, we got to meet artis yang lain yang juga buat graphic novel seperti ini. Tapi a lot of the editor that I ended up working with for Lunar Boy, we found her through the internet, through online, dari Twitter. Twitter atau X. We found her through there. Jadi there's plenty of opportunities untuk cari graphic novel deal. I just found one out of many ways.
Oke. Kalian sudah tuh lulus, graduate from Savannah?
Iya, udah lama.
Lalu mau apa? Mau pulang ke Indonesia atau mau ke sana tetap di Amerika?
Sekarang di sini. Karena
Sudah pulang.
Sudah
Dan
pulang.
berkarya.
Ya.
Apa yang sedang dikerjakan sekarang?
Ini udah diselesain.
Oke.
Tapi sekarang ada project yang lain. We have a two book deal contract with HarperCollins. Jadi ini buku pertama dan sekarang ini buku pertama and the second book it's coming later. I'm working on it right now. Lagi nulis sekarang. Gak sequel. It's not a sequel. It's cerita baru. Dan ada project lain, we're illustrating untuk anthology sama Hana Alkaf for a collection about Southeast Asian monsters and creatures. I'm looking forward to that. Maybe other things. Who knows? I can't say. We'll see. Always a lot of projects.
Cerita buku yang kedua besok cerita sama atau ada yang penulis cerita yang lain?
Enggak.
Sama?
Kami yang menulis.
Oh iya? Berdua semuanya?
We're gonna write again. We're both
penulis cerita,
penulis dan
bikin sketch, langsung semuanya,
Ini
coloring,
bisa semuanya.
luar biasa. Wah, ada anak muda kelahiran tahun berapa ini?
Apa?
Kelahiran tahun berapa? Born?
93.
93.
30 years old. 30.
Wah, luar biasa karya ini dan nggak nyangka ternyata karya orang Indonesia ini keren sekali, yang nggak nyangka udah kualitasnya internasional ini. Mudah-mudahan bisa ada karya yang lain lagi, ditunggu. Dan soal culture shock tadi saya ingin tahu kok larinya ke candi kemudian wayang, kenapa?
This is random pages from a 230-page graphic novel. Jadi ini I picked the fancy pages that I wanted to show off. I'm very proud of. Jadi yang ini they're going to school. Di ini there was a festival day. This one he's going to look at a mural. Di sini this is a ceremony for boys. Dan di situ they're doing the ceremony, which is they have to travel to space, lihat candi-candi, pray at the candi, go back home, reflection, become someone new, kayak gitu. So I just wanted to show off a lot of the environments I'm proud of. I like drawing boats. I like drawing boats. Transportasi Indonesia, but I turned it into a boat. For this one, this is a really difficult page. We had to split the work. Setengah dari Jess and setengah for me. It was really susah. And this one, this is not a candi. Proper candi, but it took so long. It took so long.
This of Prambanan atau Borobudur?
This one's Prambanan. This one's Prambanan.
Like
Tapi ada banyak candi-candi with reference from. We mix it up a lot.
Oke, terima kasih ini obrolan singkat dengan Jess and Shin. Mudah-mudahan kita bisa menikmati lagi karya baru yang luar biasa ini. Ini juga harus dibaca ini. Oke, terima kasih. Sampai ketemu lagi.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oke, bagi yang belum nonton pamerannya bisa di Bentara Budaya Yogyakarta sampai tanggal awal Agustus ya 2024. Silakan dan kita bisa menyaksikan karya Jess dan Shin dan karya-karya komposisi yang lain, dan juga ini buku-buku ini graphic novel yang keren. Terima kasih.